Well, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, so, all right. So I
I'll mute.
Isabella and Connor, and your names are Sarah and Eddie?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm Gabby. Nice to meet you. I am an art therapist, and I'm going to lead us through a fun art therapy project. So we are going to make fish kites. And I have two options for how you might want to do it. So I'll show you both. I made samples, and you can tell me which one you want to do, and I'll show you. So the first one is more of like a cylinder shape, okay? So it's rectangular, more like you use the whole paper, okay? Now, the second one is more of a fish shape, but it's flat, like it's not, you see what I mean? But you still can hold it. So you can decide which one, and I'll show you both ways. Okay? You guys have a preference?
Connor wants to say something.
Okay.
I don't want to do it.
You
Be quiet.
Which one do you want to do?
So, do you guys have a preference? Do you want me to show you both?
Do we have time for both, Gabby?
It's more just the initial, like I can show you how to cut out, like for this one, for this cylinder one, you're just going to use your whole piece of paper that you were given, that size. You don't have to change anything about it, okay? For this one, we will make a cut, we'll draw and we'll cut, and then you start adding to it. So
You can go ahead and show them how to cut the fish out. That way, whoever watches this down the road also can choose at that point.
So let me take my piece of paper. So for this one, okay, you're going to take your piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half long ways, like a hot dog, okay? So on the long edge, you're going to fold it, and I'll hold this up, fold it in half, okay? So it should look like this. So long ways, go ahead, fold it, okay? And we have lots of paper in each box, so even if you fold it and cut it out, you don't have to do this one if you don't want to. We're just gonna sample it. All right, so we have it folded. Now you want the folded edge facing towards you, okay? So the open piece is facing away. Now you're gonna take you can use one of your crayons that you got. It doesn't matter which color, we're just drawing the shape. So how am I gonna do this to show you? Okay, I'll hold it up this way like this, as if we're coming here. So we're gonna draw this shape essentially on our paper, and then we're gonna open it, or cut it out and open it, and it will be the fish shape. So
Is the open piece facing towards us or away from us?
away. So I'm holding it to you so that you can see it better as I do it. So I'm actually gonna come here so you can watch me. All right, so look how the folded piece is to me, the open piece is facing away, okay? So keep it folded, and as you draw, you're gonna make a fish shape. So starting maybe like a quarter of the way up on your one edge of the paper, you're gonna make a big like rainbow arc, okay? Probably halfway, or not halfway, like, ready? I'll show you. So we're gonna go up to like here. So make like a rainbow arc, maybe like 3/4 of the way, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect, you know, however it looks is good. And then this edge, the rest of the paper is for the tail, okay? So you're gonna make like a diagonal up. You see that? A diagonal up and around, so that's one part of the tail. And then you come back down like that, okay? So you should have something that looks kind of like this. If it doesn't look exactly the same, that's okay. But basically, now that we have our folded fish, if you guys have scissors, if this is the one that you want to do, you'll take scissors and you'll just cut around your fish design, okay, on both pieces. So you keep it folded and just cut around it, okay? You guys have scissors? Yep, okay. So use your scissors and cut on the folded piece of paper around your fish. Okay. Your time. You can set the scrap pieces aside. And it'll look something like this. Yeah, awesome. Okay, very good. So when you design it, so now I only did half of mine because I ran out of time. But what you'll do, if this is the one that you want to do, then you'll open it, okay, flat. And that's how you'll start adding our designs. And then we fold it back up once it's dry, okay? So if you want to do this one, we'll just set it aside for a minute, and I'm just going to show you the other version as well. So let me get an extra piece of paper. Okay. So for the cylinder one, for this one, yeah, there we go. That looks good. For this one, all you're doing is taking this piece of paper, and actually to start, we keep it flat like this. But when we add our design and it dries, we're going to just bring it together and glue it, and this is the shape it will be. So you can decide if you want yours like this, or if you want it like this. Now this one is flatter, but you can still, swing it around. This one has air that goes through. So you can decide, or if you have time, you can do both. So decide which one you want to do first, okay? Either way is fine. And then lay your piece of paper flat. So if you want the cylinder one, you just lay your piece of paper flat. If you want this one, you also just lay it flat, and we'll get it ready to add our designs, okay? All right. So the technique we're going to use is like a oil resist. So we know oil and water don't mix.
Hey, Gabby, can I just say one thing before you start?
Sure.
To the families, again, we're raffling off gift cards as a challenge for you to take photos and maybe a little video clip during this art project.
Yeah.
And, if you share it on social media, you'll be entered into a raffle to get a prize. So if your parents are around and can take a picture or short video of you doing this art project, that would be great.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the technique we're using is an oil and water resist. So oil and water don't mix, right? So crayons, the crayons that we have are an oily based substance, or like a waxy substance. So when we use these with watercolor, which we have also in your kits, they won't mix together. So the way that I started mine was I just started drawing designs with my crayon. So you can make scale shapes. You see all the colored parts with the drawing, like that's with my crayon. So you can start making scales. You can make whatever you want, just any sort of design for your fish body, okay? And you'll want to do it on both sides. So if you have your whole paper, you're going to do it on the whole paper. And I would maybe make a line, like if you want it to have this feel with part of the scales and the eye at the top, then maybe you'll make a line like 3/4 of the way up, all the way across, so you know your scales are at the bottom, and then you can have space for the head and the eye at the top, okay? If you're doing this version, I might start making you know, a line or squiggly line here. So this is gonna be like my head, okay? And then you decide, like I said, you can make scales, and to do that, I just make half circles all the way across. So I'll show you an example. So you might make circles like this, and you keep layering them all the way, or you can do anything, you know, whatever you want your design to look like is okay. You can use multiple colors, multiple patterns. So we'll spend time doing that, okay, first, and then we'll add our watercolor. And remember that wherever you have crayon on your fish, the watercolor will not take it away. It'll just spread around the color. So it stays. It doesn't mess up your patterns at all. So all of those things that I drew, when I put the watercolor on top, it just makes it a background. It doesn't change your drawing. So we'll spend a little bit of time making your patterns on your fish. And like I said, however you want to do it is okay. All right, any questions so far? No? Okay. Oh, Connor. Cool. It's awesome. Very cool. So Connor took an interpretive way to make a fish, and it looks like stained glass. But we're going to, you know, keep adding on to your fish however you want. Maybe you add the scales first, and then you add designs inside. Whatever you want your fish to look like. All right. Ooh, my crayon broke. If you want to do something different on your tail, you might make, you know, like a squiggle line to separate the body from the tail as well, and you can do something different that way. So just so you know, when you're adding your designs, you may fold it in half and think about, okay, so it's going to look something like that, right, when you bring it back together. Okay. So add in different things. It's fun if you use many colors. We want our kites to be fun and vibrant. And if you had a chance to read the summary for the project, these kites are symbolic of strengths. So they're displayed in Japan on Children's Day, and that is to symbolize children's strength and good fortune and good luck. So it's a nice way, as you're doing this, to think about your own strengths and things that you feel lucky for in your life, okay? All right. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. We'll start with this, adding our crayon design first. Very cool. That's awesome. Those spirals were really interesting. Yeah. That's really awesome. The fun thing about these is that they're all going to look really different from one another, which makes them extra special. You guys can take as long as you need on this. If anybody is ready for the next part, they're done with their design, just let me know and I will demonstrate that part for you, okay? So we have plenty of time. I can't hear you.
Hey,
You're ready?
yes.
Okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear you for a second. Okay, so you added all your design that you want? Okay, do you have your watercolor paint right there?
Yeah.
So everybody else just keep taking your time and we'll come back to it when you're ready. So this part is I think, a very relaxing part. And we're gonna add the watercolor paint to our fish. So you have your fish, do you have a little cup of water?
Yep.
Okay, so if you've used watercolor paints before, you know you'll add a little water to your paintbrush and then you start, maybe you pick a color. I'm gonna pick blue, but you pick whatever you want and you're gonna start just going over the areas that you wanna color. So watch as the oil pastel, or the crayon, which is like oil pastel, stays the same as you add your color. So for example, I'm going to add on top, I'll pull this a little closer so you can see. So I'm just going loosely on top. So if you see, my crayon stays the same, but there's color behind it, okay? So you can switch colors. It's helpful if you have a little napkin or paper towel or something so that you can dry your paintbrush off to change colors. But you just start adding however you want. You can blend them together. And adding more water to your watercolor paint will help spread it out. Start layering that on, okay? Hey, woo, you got a lot of spirals there. That's very intricate design. We'll keep going. You have lots of time left, so don't worry, okay? Plenty of time. And if you're doing the watercolor, you can just add different colors in different sections, however you want it to look. But you just take your water, put it in whatever color you want, and then start to spread it over your crayon design. Nice. If you also want to add an eye to your fish, you don't have to, but if you do, and you want it on both sides, just make sure you do one on the top section and one on the bottom so that when you fold it, it will have an eye on both sides. Just a reminder. Or you can have no eye or 10 eyes, whatever you feel. Wow. You filled that whole fish with spirals. That's pretty cool. Looks like you still have your tail. Are you ready for watercolor? Okay, awesome. So Isabella, like I said, you just take your paintbrush, dip it in some water, dip it in one of your paint colors, and just start spreading it on top. And you might do sections of color, or maybe you blend it all together, whatever you want.
On my way over here, I ran into the paper.
You ran into the paper.
It looks like Stacy just logged on, but we can't see her.
Oh no.
You remember Stacy, our volunteer?
Yeah. Stacy.
Hi, everyone. I'm not showing myself because I was working in the basement and I'm a complete mess right now.
Okay, well, we'll just imagine. We'll imagine your face.
I usually have a picture. I don't know why it didn't come up, but this looks really cool.
Yeah, right now, most of us are adding our watercolor on top of our crayon resist. So we're adding our next layer of our fish kite. And we're gonna have all different kinds of designs.
I think that both of these are going to turn out really nice, but I really like the fish cutout. I think that's cool looking.
I know. I like that one as well. It's not as like, what's the word? Aerodynamic.
Yes.
As you swing it through the air, but it has nice movement and kind of twirls back and forth.
Very cool.
Streamer. So they're just two different ways to do it, but I also like the fish cutout myself. So we'll see. We'll see how they turn out.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have to watercolor will dry pretty quickly. We will need to let them dry, and maybe we can do another little drawing exercise while we're waiting a little bit before we start gluing.
That sounds good.
Yeah, just so that it's not soaking wet while we're
Yeah.
dripping all over your tables and everything, just to give it a couple minutes. How's everybody doing? Okay, good? Okay. I think it's supposed to rain today, but on the next nice day, you can take them outside and hang them or swing them around.
It's very windy today, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. So maybe if you catch it before the rain starts.
Yeah.
Not in the rain, because your watercolor paint will start smearing everywhere. So keep it indoors for that. But if you get some time before the rain happens, you can move it outside.
Whenever I drew the crayon on it and then I put the paint on it, if I look really closely, I can see the swirls really nicely.
Yeah. And you know what? As your paint dries, that design is really going to come through. So everywhere that you put the swirls, especially if it's a different color paint than your crayon, is going to pop. So like here's mine starting to dry a little bit, right? So you can see crayon popping through. So as it dries, that crayon will be more visible. And if you want it to really pop, then I would suggest using a different color paint than the color of your crayon. That way it'll be a bigger difference and it'll stand out more.
It looks so pretty. I love all the colors.
I'm so excited to see everyone's. Looks like everybody is in the zone. I think it can be really meditative and calming to add the watercolor on top. Spread it around. Yeah? Saw a nod, Isabella.
Connor left us.
Yeah, well, you know, it can be hard to sit still and really focus our attention on something for a long time. So sometimes we need to just get up and move and do something different. Right. Oh yeah, you got some brown water now. Brown, gray, all the colors mixed together. You can always empty it and get new water as well if you need.
It always makes brown water. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
All the color paints.
As you start adding all the colors that you've used, then it becomes like a brown, gray, dark green. Sort of. Yeah. Yeah. You can always, if you really want, you can dump it out and get fresh water so that it doesn't get too much on your image that you're making. And as you guys, you know, you'll have these materials also with some extra paper. So if you want to do this technique, even if you don't make a fish, if you just want to do the watercolor and wax crayon technique, you can do it on your own at home anyway. So it's a fun thing to make. You can make cards, just make art, just make big designs, whatever you want to do.
Making cards is a good idea.
Yeah. Sometimes if you just designed your whole, you know, big sheet of paper, then you could cut it into smaller pieces and make some cards. And it's a nice way if you have thank you cards or for someone's birthday. That can be a nice way to have a nice background on your card.
Homemade cards are the best.
You know, right?
My birthday's coming up, so I might be using the paper.
Yeah. When's your
When's
birthday?
your birthday?
August 19th,
How old are you going to be?
10.
Wow.
My parents are saying, stop growing so much.
I know.
They're like, you'll still be my baby though.
No.
You look so different from the last time we saw you in person, and your hair's so long. I know you've gotten so big.
It's annoying. Now I have to wash a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot more work. Are you done, Isabella?
Okay. Yeah, so what I would say is I would just set it aside for a little bit. Let's let it dry, just to, you know, enough. It can still be damp, but we want it to dry a little bit before we start adding other things. So in the meantime, we can make little cards. You can make whatever you want to just allow time for your fish to dry. So if you want to keep using this technique and make, you know, just draw on your paper or cut it into smaller sheets to make some cards to use later, you definitely can. But we'll just use our materials to do a different thing while we're waiting, okay? Or you can just sit and hang out, whatever your heart desires.
I know this might not be okay, but can we make slime?
I mean, if it's okay with your parents and that's what you want to do in the meantime with your materials, that is fine by me, but absolutely check with mom or dad or whoever is with you. I don't have all of the ingredients myself, but if you want to use your extra glue to do that for a few minutes while we're waiting and it's okay with them, you can.
How do you make slime?
You can use this glue. Isabella can tell us how she does it, but glue.
So I use glue. You have to have like something to mix with. You need, here, I'll just grab all my materials.
Oh.
Isabella was saying that she's been making a lot of slime at home.
You
Okay.
have no idea.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's
House
different
turned into slime chaos.
What do you guys do with all of it?
It looks like you can use like eye solution. I've seen people use like
Yeah, you need,
soap.
Show them what you need.
so you need like glue, eye contact solution,
Hold on, show
and baking soda.
Oh.
them. Oh, make sure that they see it.
Sorry.
This is so fun. Now all of us get a slime tutorial while we wait as well.
He's a professional. My goodness.
Yeah. You can use your extra glue if you have the other materials, you know, at
I'm
home.
fine.
Parents say it's okay. You can do that anytime this summer.
Daddy, can I need color?
So you can add color too? Like what kind of color? Like
You can add like glitter. You can add color. It's pretty much optional. I use all the red. I use all mommy's red and all
so
mommy's-
food coloring works.
Yes.
I use all of her red, yellow, and blue. So no, I guess I have to make green.
Eddie, how are you doing?
No, you love your slime.
I need to take this watch off so that doesn't get on it.
Here, I'll do it.
They're still on mute. Eddie and Sarah, how are you guys doing?
We're doing good. I can't hear you.
Still adding your
Okay, good.
watercolor?
Am I what?
Oh, I was asking them if they were still using their watercolor.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah, take your time. No worries. And if
Just
you're
let us know when you're done painting.
Are you done with your fishy? No. You finish your fishy now. This color, you said you already finished, will you finish your fishy?
Almost done.
awesome, you can do your technique a different way. I might fold up my paper, and you can tear it or cut it, and I might make it.
Oh, this is gonna.
It's okay here.
Hey, Heather, did you need me to post on
That's not Heather.
Michelle? I'm sorry. Oh, and we're recorded. This is great. Michelle, did you need me to post on your page, on the Lending Hearts page, or just post it?
If you can post it and tag Lending Hearts in it.
That's not.
I did. Okay.
Okay. And are you doing that on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter?
I only do the Facebooks.
Okay.
Slime's done.
Wow, check out that slime.
Did you tell them how much to put in?
No.
Wow,
It
amazing.
looks like she
How
doesn't
much
really
you want?
measure.
It doesn't. I don't measure. I just do however much I want.
Just keep adding. You just keep adding this until it starts to.
Dense and yeah.
And then
So
how much baking
how
soda do you add?
How long can you play with it before it's like done and you have to throw it away?
Maybe like 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh wow, that's longer than I thought.
I think if you keep it in a closed container,
Here, I'll show them how much I have.
No.
Oh my.
That's funny. Are you making cards, Gabby?
Yeah, so I just tore up my big piece of paper and I'm going to, while we're waiting, I'm gonna add some designs with my crayon and the watercolor just to do something. So you can use your big paper and cut it or tear it into smaller pieces and make some little greeting cards if you want. Or you can make slime, or you can sit and relax. Let's see here.
Ice,
Oh, that's ice.
baby. Too cold. Cold.
Dad, stop talking about ice.
All right.
That's a lot of slime.
Is that your favorite color, slime? No? Oh my God.
So the things you can do with slime is you can just like make bubbles, you can make swirls with it, like you can just push it down. I like blue, teal, and then you can just like do it and do a bubble with it.
And then you mix slime and make marble, right? Do you want to show them how you make, what is it, fluffy slime? How do you, is that,
I don't have shaving cream.
you need shaving cream.
To make slime, well, fluffy. And if you want to make butter, you use you use shaving cream and lotion. Those are the only two ingredients that you can use.
Oh, wow.
Daddy, look at my fish over there.
This is awesome.
Fishy, fishy. Fishy, fishy. I made it like a rainbow trout.
Yeah. A rainbow trout.
My dad goes fishing a lot, so he would understand.
Yeah.
Dad, can you show them the fish that you caught?
I don't think they need to see it.
No. Okay.
That's pretty neat.
But when I see them next, I can show them.
Do you want to play with it?
That'd be great.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
I think Eddie's done.
I'm not done, but my sister caught a gar before.
Caught a what?
A gar. It's a type of fish.
What's that?
An alligator gar.
An alligator gar?
I think she made
A fish with like a long nose.
Ooh.
Yeah, those scary teeth.
Yeah.
She caught it on a hot dog.
Oh. Who took it off the hook?
My dad.
Wow.
So you were using hot dog for bait?
Yeah.
How big was it? How big was the fish?
Like 21 inches.
It's like 21 inches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And once I caught a snapping turtle.
Whoa. Oh my gosh, we have a fishing crew here today.
I know.
And they were both in the Ohio River.
Oh, okay.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I didn't know the Ohio River had that kind of fish.
Either.
Very neat.
This is an appropriate project then.
I know, I had no idea that
Likes to fish.
he loves to fish.
Oh. Oh, that off. There we go.
Oh, and it goes in a baggie.
Are you gonna go fishing this summer?
Oh, wait. I already went fishing. I caught 2 bass.
Wow,
Wow.
cool.
And I know how to cast a rod,
Yeah, a regular rod.
a regular.
Do you bait your own hook, Isabella?
Tell her what you were using.
I was using a popper.
Do you know what that means?
No.
I forget. My
It's
favorite fish.
Yeah, you tell them.
So, like, it's something that you just throw out and you have to, like, jerk it to make it look like that it's a dead fish. And it has, like, it's a little mini fish and it has, like, a red mouth. And it has, like, little hooks on the end. And you want to make it look like that it's dead. You want to, like, let it sit there for a minute and then jerk your rod. And
It's not real fish. It's a hook that looks like a fish,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's a little it has like
can
a
you go
fish
show
body.
it to them?
Yeah, I could, but
Go get it. Go get it.
all
Don't go get it.
right, I'll get it. It's so much easier.
It's easier to show
And you
it.
caught them using that technique. That's really impressive.
Yeah, the first one,
Say a big old bass.
I got a big old bass.
Oh my goodness.
So I have to ask, if you use the different bait, gives you different fish?
Yeah, if you want to catch like bluegills and like little mini fish, you use worms and yeah, but we were trying to switch the technique because my dad forgot worms. So
So Sarah, were you planning on catching the fish that you caught with the hot dog? Or were you just waiting to see who would bite?
Just waiting to see.
Yeah. Sarah, are you and Eddie gonna go fishing this summer, or have you already?
We are going to.
Yeah, that seems like a nice, relaxing thing to do outdoors, and you're in nature.
Picture.
I've not been this summer.
oh, thank you. Popper's back.
You like to fish, Gabby?
My dad just poked himself.
I've been fishing occasionally, but my husband and
Just take it off the rod.
we love to
Come
fish
here. Give me the popper.
Chill out.
all the time and do
The
like,
popper's floating around the room.
It is relaxing.
yeah, I like just being outside and
Yeah.
Abby. The popper has like 3 different hooks and then one on its mouth. So my dad, did you poke yourself?
Yep.
oh. Okay, safety.
It was-
safety first.
It's coming. Come here. This is popper. It's like this dead fish.
Oh.
yeah.
And you want to like jerk it in the water and then it has tons of hooks on it. So,
Very cool.
But
Very
what's cool about it is it floats on the surface,
ow.
and you jerk it like this, and then the fish comes up and hits it, so you get to see the take of the fish.
You pulled it and poked me.
Sarah's gonna show us something.
Yeah, I have the fish. You can see it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's huge.
Oh,
Daddy, come look.
Oh my goodness, that is so
That is
Oh,
really
Dad wants to see the fish.
Hold on. Oh
Sarah,
wow.
Sarah,
That's
bring your
awesome.
phone down just a bit. Bring your phone. There you go.
wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right. You win the biggest fish.
How to catfish. How to catfish it caught.
You're
I also-
all professionals.
Catfish.
A catfish.
Yep. And there it is right now.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Nice.
that thing's big too.
Wow. You guys are awesome.
It
The one that.
was peeing while I caught it.
So
Did
do
you
you
catch that in the Ohio River too?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Show your fishing now. I'm not done. No, I'm not even done yet.
Okay, this is the one that my brother caught.
Whoa, yeah.
And then I caught this one.
Nice.
Cool.
That's very nice.
And there's a few more that I caught. Wait, did I already show that one? No. This is the second one that I caught with, I think it was, that was this one with the popper.
Yes.
This one was with the popper.
Oh, hold on. Turn it like. Hold on.
There you go. So there isn't a glare.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Michelle, do you have video editing software?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say if you didn't, I can help
Here's the one that,
on this one.
here's the
But I
one.
don't know if we can video edit this out in the middle, but we'll see.
Okay.
It's entertaining.
Fast forward to where they need to go.
Somebody
Exactly.
caught this big of a fish.
On their fish. Are we, Eddie, you're still painting?
No.
You're still painting?
Almost done. Eddie's still working, but I'm done.
Okay.
Are you done?
No, I just have to get the two tails and the face.
Okay, you can keep going. So I might show you guys how wet are your fish.
I don't know.
Oh.
Kind of touch it.
Dad touched.
So mine feels kind of dry now, and I want to at least know the texture.
It's
Feel
still a
like
little wet, Heather.
It's a little bit, I'm not.
I know. I can't think.
So let's cut our streamers while we're waiting for the fish to dry a little bit more. So everybody should have a roll of streamer. I don't know what color everybody has, but find your roll.
I'm gonna do yellow.
Okay, awesome. So
Steering gets cut.
I would say at least 4 long pieces. Okay, and honestly, however long you want. I'm probably gonna do like something like this, but these are for the tail. Okay, they're gonna be attached. If you did this version, they'll be attached in the tail section. So on this one, I put 4, and I think that's a nice amount, but you can do more or less than that if you want.
This is cool.
Yeah. So I would say go ahead and cut
Where? Oh.
4 pieces that are
Weird.
about the same size. We'll do this while we're waiting, just so that we
Great.
get this done in time.
Yes.
Okay. Be careful with cutting.
My dad called me Heather because the only reason, do I know why people get mixed up with me?
Why is that?
Why? Because I have an aunt, she looks exactly like me, like you couldn't tell us apart. And my grandma always calls me Chelsea, and I'm like, are you forgetting? I'm not her. People get mixed up with me and my aunt. I don't know why.
Yeah. You must resemble one another.
I think if you ask Michelle, though, she was probably called all of her brothers and sisters' names.
Yes, for sure. They still do it. They still do it.
That was in my family too. When you have a lot of siblings, you get called all
Is
the
this big enough?
Yes.
Is this big enough?
Isabella?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's however long you want it to be, but I would say that that's a good size, at least that.
Can we show our fish yet?
If you would like to hold it up and it's not dripping, then you can do that.
Mine's not dripping, it's just a little damp.
Okay. Well, if you would like to hold it up, I would love to see it.
In a minute after I cut this.
All right. So cut, like I said, maybe at least 4. Whatever.
These are all the exact same length.
If you have this version, 4 is probably the amount that would fit well. If you have this version at home, you could probably do a little bit more just because there's more space around.
Okay.
So you can decide
Yeah.
and cut our streamers.
Oh, there's Isabella's.
Hey, look at that.
She does have the swirls in it.
Wow, that's really cool. I love all of the different colors that you used.
Yeah, and it only took me so long because I had to use all the colors.
Yeah.
Wait, I seriously forgot the tail. I forgot the tail. Okay, I'll just do the tail.
Sure, you can do that while you're waiting. I think Sarah's doing the cylinder version.
Everybody did the long version.
It'll be interesting. The people at home can choose which one they want to do, or they can make both.
What color should I make the tape?
I don't know. What do you think? It could be multiple colors.
Ooh!
I'm ready to show my fish.
Okay, let's do it.
I made it.
Very cool.
I messed up, so I made it like a nose.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Is
And
it still pretty damp, or is it dry enough, you think, to?
it's very dry.
Oh, okay.
All dry.
So the next thing that you do is you're going to take your streamers and you'll cut the streamers. Did you do that yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I still have to paint the tail.
So what I'm going to suggest is laying your fish flat. So the color side down, if it's dry, okay? If it's dry, and that way you can add your streamers on the inside. So what I'm
on his tail.
or just
Glue first. Like, can we use this leftover glue for crafts? Yes, she
does anybody have tape? Or just glue?
What?
Do you guys have tape also, or just glue?
I just had glue.
Okay, that's okay. If you have tape at home, that's also
Wait, no, I do have tape. I do have tape.
okay. It's also a nice way to secure them onto your fish, and then we will use the glue to fold it all together. Okay, so
It needs to be done.
if you have tape or glue, it's fine, really. So you'll take your streamers, okay, and start either taping them or gluing them in this bottom section. So whether you have the cylinder like this, you'll tape it on the inside. So your paper should be laying down flat, the white side up, and you'll tape or glue your streamers along the bottom edge, okay?
I need to finish.
Maybe 3 or 4, 5, however many you want, okay? And then we'll add the glue to the body.
I don't think that I can finish.
Well, that's okay. You know, if you're only painting the tail, you can also, you know, paint that after you glue the body together. But it should dry pretty quickly, so you might still be able to finish. Whatever you get done today is okay, and then you can always keep adding to it later.
I'm gonna leave that.
This is what mine looks like. I've just glued or taped them, or you glue them to the bottom. And if you have the cylinder, you do the same thing around, just spacing them out. Okay.
No, we beat the go from floor number 11.
Who?
The boss.
Which one?
Next step.
Floor number 11.
Which one?
Floor number 11 on Luigi Mansion.
Which one? The 3 people?
Yeah.
Wait for me. Sorry, Connor's excited.
That's okay. All right. Okay, so do you guys have your little clips also that were included?
Yes, I got a bag.
Okay. Because that's gonna be helpful when we glue our fish together. It helps hold some of the top and the bottom in place while it dries quickly, okay? Oh wow, those are looking so nice. Are you guys ready for the glue on the body, or are we still gluing our streamers?
I'm leaving my stuff because I don't have anything underneath. So,
Okay. You can always add it later. All right. I'll be excited to see if anybody posts their little video on the Lending Hearts page.
My dad probably wasn't listening to what you were saying.
Maybe we can have a little reminder.
Dry faster. There. Dry faster. Dry faster. Dry faster.
I know it can be hard to wait, but
Dry faster right now.
it shouldn't take too much longer to dry.
Come on. I'm taking the paint and I'm putting it over here so it dries. Well, mine, not.
If yours is a little wet still, you can always, I don't know if you have a piece of like paper or
Yeah, you gave me like 21 pieces of extra.
So set it underneath, and that way when you flip the paint side down, it's okay if it a little bit gets on your paper, so it doesn't get on your table.
Okay, so how am I gonna put this on? With tape or glue?
So if you have tape, I would use that. You can use glue, but I think tape is better for the streamer. So you'll take
Okay.
your streamer, and I just did 4 at the bottom on your tail section, okay? But you can do more or less than that, just see what fits. So you want to space them out a little bit. And I just
have to use this.
tape for each streamer. Okay.
Come on, glue.
All right. Are you guys ready? Yeah?
No.
Great. So the next part, if you have this long version, we're going to add the glue. And same for the Let's show this one first. We're going to just take glue. You don't have to glue the entire thing, but I like to take, I'm going to take glue and I'm going to add like along the top. That's where it's going to connect, okay? So you make a layer on the edge where it's going to press together, okay? You can add some in the middle too if you want to do that also. You might go on top of the streamers a little bit too, just so that sticks together. Okay, so I have some glue on my edges, and then you're going to fold your fish in half. All right. So press it together, press down along the edges where you have your glue. So I'm pressing with my fingers, moving it along. Okay.
I'm not done at all.
And then if you want some extra support while your fish dries, you might take those little clips that are included, and I might put one like on any areas that you think need some more pressure to stick together. So maybe one at the top, maybe around the tail with the streamers. That might be a good place to add a clip, okay? And that's just gonna help hold it in place while it dries. So we don't move it around too much. Okay. The tail on this one seems to be a good place since you have the streamers there too. So like I said, you'll press with your fingers, really.
Can you hold on?
What?
I'm not done gluing my streamers yet.
That's okay, you take your time. I can go over it again. I'm just saying it first.
So how am I gonna fold it?
So then we'll let this dry for a minute. Now, if you have the cylinder.
The glue dry or the streamer?
So Sarah, I think you have this version, right? So you probably know you add glue on like one of the.
I have this version.
And fold it together.
Yeah.
You have a piece of paper. I'll bring it together. You'll put glue on one edge.
I have a different version.
That's okay. We just have to show this version too in case anybody does this one at home. And we'll press it together. And you also may want to add some tape, and then you can put a clip at the top and the bottom to hold it in place, okay? So whatever version you have, you'll use the glue and the clips to hold it in place after you have your streamers. And then let me know when you guys need the next step, and we might add our string to have a little hanging thing for it so you can swing it around.
I'm trying to spread the glue. Because I had to dip it because it was hard to squeeze it.
Yeah, and you don't need that much glue, you know, just enough so that your edges can stick together.
Come on, edgies.
And then press down with your fingers pretty well all around the edges, especially by the tail, okay? Because since we added those streamers, and like I said, I added the clips onto my tail section because it'll help keep the streamers in place while the glue dries at the bottom.
Hello.
And then if anybody is ready for that next part, the final thing is to just add a few holes in the top of your fish so that we can tie string at the top. Now, you can either use a hole puncher, or if you have just a pen, you can poke a hole. This paper is pretty thin, so you can poke a hole. All right, nice. So if you use a hole puncher. For the cylinder, I do 2 or 3 holes, spread them out. For this one, you have this long one, I'm gonna make 2 holes on this flat edge by the mouth. So I just have a pen. I'm gonna poke a hole. If your fish is wet, be careful because the paper might tear.
Oh my. It is super cool, Isabella.
So I made 2 little holes at the top of my fish, and that's where my string is gonna go. If you have the cylinder, maybe 2 or 3 holes for the string. Okay?
No. I don't know how to do it. Can you repeat that clipping step?
Sure. So those little clips you have, see how I just put them on my tail? On this part where the streamers are, that's just gonna help hold the glue on the streamers as it dries, okay? Just to really press down extra while we're waiting.
Come on, Chloe.
You can also put them up here,
I'm here.
wherever you think it needs extra support.
She is. Is Mom here?
And then for the holes, you'll
Wait,
either
the clip broke.
or you can use a little pen, something sharp, to just poke 2 holes if you have this long fish cutout, and then 2 or 3 if you have the cylinder one. Okay. And we're just gonna thread our string through. So if you have this fish version, you can actually just use 1 piece of string. So I'm gonna thread it through 2 holes that I have. Same piece of string.
Good. I'm hungry. We're not getting this.
I have threaded it through 1 piece, and I bring the 2 edges to the top, and then I'll tie a knot.
Dad, can you make 2 holes in this?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I just poke 2 little holes in the mouth area with the pen if you have. Just be careful if it's wet to not tear the paper.
Or breezy.
So you might end up
And then I need a string stitch too, Daddy.
and whenever you feel it's ready, you can take the clips off, but you might want to keep them on for, you know, a little longer, maybe even like an hour or something, just to let it dry. And make sure it's fully supported. But whenever you're finished, you might have something like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Eddie, hold yours up a little bit more so we can see the tail. There you go. Nice.
Eddie, that is so colorful and awesome.
I love it.
Sarah, how's it going with the ties? Are you able to get the string where you need it to go? Oh, they're muted.
Nick's stepping in to help.
But yeah, this is a family project, so parents are welcome to do it as well.
Okay, cool.
We're collaborating. I love it.
Eddie, hold it with your left hand. Your left hand so we can, there you go.
There you go. Awesome.
Very cool. That's pretty.
Can you show me the example of how you're supposed to do this?
Okay, so I took one piece of string and I threaded it through and I brought the edges up top and tied together. So this is just one string. So you'll thread it through and bring it up like this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. You can also just tie two separate strings and then bring it together. But I think it's a little easier if you.
I can do a few knots. I think I should be able to get this.
On my head.
So since I missed the beginning, Sarah, did you choose to do the cylinder instead of cutting out the fish?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had two options, the fish cutout or the cylinder version that has like a hole in the middle.
Who's speaking?
Stacy.
That was Stacy.
Oh, no video, Stacy. Okay.
Yeah, no, we were working prior to this session and I'm a little bit vain. You're not going to see me right now.
Hey, a little root goes a long way. My mom, my Heather, they're all complaining about the roots.
Got that taken care of.
Yeah, COVID roots.
There you go. That looks awesome.
That looks good too. All right, Sarah, hold yours up.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh my
I
gosh,
love
that
the
is nice.
yellow.
I was just going to say that. I love the yellow and the orange like that.
Yeah, that is so nice.
Oh, awesome. So these turn out totally different. You know, we're using the same materials, but they all look very different.
They do. Isabella's looks like a rainbow.
Yeah, so you can get really creative with it. And like I said,
Rosettis.
this technique on anything, on paper, card, whatever you want to use. The oil, crayon, and the watercolor.
Time.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
Connor, it is not snack time. It's almost lunch. It is not snack time.
Just let them snack.
You chill.
What do you guys think? Did you figure that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Do you
very
know where you're going to hang it outside?
all the colors.
Daddy, I don't think that we have a place to hang that.
Yeah, we do.
Where?
Right there.
Swing it
Let it dry.
hang it on the wall.
Yeah, we can put it in your room.
No.
Ah.
But
You can take it outside and
you have a hook.
Yeah, just swing it around. Yeah, so like I said in the beginning, these are symbolic of Children's Day, and families hang them up outside their houses and make their own to symbolize their children's strength and to wish them good fortune for the next year. So it's a nice a nice thing.
Don't Japanese people make these?
She's talking.
What was that?
Don't Japanese people have these?
Yeah, so it's a part of Japanese culture that on Children's Day, which is every year, they hang up different fish kites, whether they made them or they have ones maybe that are passed down to their families, and they hang them outside their homes for this special day, and it's supposed to symbolize children's strength and to wish them good fortune for the next year.
That's a great symbol. That's a great story on it.
This type of fish, the carp fish, is known to be strong and resilient because it swims upstream against the current. So it works extra hard to swim. So that's why it's symbolic of kids' strength, because to bring them that extra strength they need maybe to face difficult things.
I like that.
Yeah,
Very nice. Okay.
that's awesome. I
Now,
love-
Michelle, did you want them to post their pictures, or how does that work?
Yes, I think that Nick already posted something. So post and tag Lending Hearts. And if you don't want to do that, you can just send a photo to myself or Vaso, and Vaso can post it on Lending Hearts page. So either way.
Nice.
Hopefully people at home, if they couldn't make it today, can watch, and they
Yes.
can also post their pictures and videos.
Yes, so anyone who wasn't able to make it for this session because of the time can watch it on our YouTube channel and create the artwork and take a video or photo as well and post.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What time are we at? Oh, this is like perfect timing.
I know, we ended, we were able to demonstrate both of them, and we ended on time, which is wonderful.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for making some art with me. I hope it was fun and relaxing, and that you can use the rest of these materials that you got in the box to make other things. And
Gabby,
yes.
do you remember whenever we did those flower paintings?
Yes, I do.
Are
Yeah.
we going to be getting them back?
Oh, it was those Van Gogh paintings?
Oh, yeah, because they were on display in that house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did you want yours back?
I imagine we could make it happen. I don't know. Or maybe we'll just have to do another project with flower paintings.
Maybe we can do another painting. How about that?
Canvas.
Canvas?
We could do that for a project.
Yeah.
Sure.
Canvas.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, thanks for that idea. I love hearing everybody's input so that we know what would be fun to do from home.
Fun.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Okay, well, it was great to see everybody, and thank you for joining us today. And we're excited about our project for next month. So we hope to see you back online then.
Yeah.
Do we know what day yet?
Yeah, it's the 4th Saturday of the month, so
Okay.
be consistent. So it will be July 25th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank
Thank
you.
Welcome.
Bye, everyone.
Connor says thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.